I want you to understand this because this is key and this is critical in you affecting, making a difference where you're at. The way you get the seed of God, God Himself, into people's life, produce the fruit of the Spirit. And as they, because what did I produce right there? What was the fruit? Think about it. The fruit of the Spirit is what? Love, joy, peace, patience, gentleness, kindness, self-control. There was some of everything, right? This was like a little plate of fruit. It was pretty much all of it, right? And who ate that in that moment? The fruit of the Spirit, guys, the fruit of the Spirit, people are who partake of that. When you walk in the love of God and you do what is good for other people instead of you, who eats of that fruit? They do. And what's on the inside of fruit? Seed. And what is seed? What is the seed of God? It is God. God, move in my community. Produce fruit, Jack. Do you see that? Yes or no? Do you see how this is? We overcomplicate this and we find ourselves, God, move in this place. God, I'm so tired of people being ungodly in my work environment. God, move. Produce fruit. Do they see you operating in the love of God? I remember one time my shift was, at one point, was from 4 a.m. to 12. So I would go in early in the morning, 4 a.m., work 8 hours, would work 8 hours, and that's just rough, man. I don't know if any of you ever worked that shift. I don't like it, and I like my sleep, man, and I'd be getting up and going in there and, all that stuff. Well, we would have a break sometime around 5 or 6 o'clock, and I'd go in there, and I was just peaceful as could be. I'd fall asleep. I'd take a 15-minute nap on break, and I remember this one girl, she kept asking, Bill, why are you so peaceful? Why? What is this about you? It's inhuman how you can just walk in here, fall asleep, and you're out in just peace. How do you do that? And the joy. Now listen to me, everybody. When you operate in the love of God, the joy, love, joy, peace, when it doesn't make sense, are you the peaceful person during this COVID time? Are you the person that's at peace? The fruit of peace being produced in your life? Are you the one being long-suffering in your community? When people are angry and outspoken and you're the long-suffering one? Are you the gentle one? When you produce the fruit of the Spirit, you are releasing God, the seed of God, into them. That woman was looking for an answer to her life. She was looking for something different. And when that fruit, when that was presented, it gave a way for God to go into that situation, Pastor. And when she partook of that, her life was never the same. That gal is still serving the God. All of these people, we stay in touch via Facebook, in church, serving God today because of that encounter. Because I chose in that moment, and it was hard. It was not an easy choice. But am I glad I did that? That I decided to be long-suffering with this guy. That guy was lost. He didn't know anything. Years later, his son ended up leading him to the Lord. Years later. And what would have happened if Bill Walton, this youth pastor at this church, decided to just trash that guy? Could have I done it? Do you see that? Yes or no, everybody? The fruit of the Spirit being produced in your life allows God to move in and make a cultural difference. Because I'll tell you this, they can laugh at you about what you believe and what you say. But when you show love, when no one else is, when you show joy when no one else is, when you show peace that passes all understanding, no one can take that away from you. That is when the world will see something different. When you love somebody who is unlovable, when you're feeding people, when you're feeding the community, when you're feeding people spiritually, they'll look at your life and go, there is something different about you. And that is the open door that God is looking for. Not you getting all angry and fighting. Anybody can do that, right? I said anybody can do that. Anybody right now can find something to get fired up about. Anybody right now can get all excited and I'm on this side and I'm on this side. But the love of God, everybody. The Bible says this in 1 Corinthians 13. Love is patient. Love is kind. Love has no hidden motives, right? It keeps no record of wrongs done to it. And I love this part. Love never fails. You know what that means? Love will never get an F on a test that is presented to it, ever. Love will never fail. Well, what does that look like in my life? What does that look like? Love is seeking the good of the ones around you, not just you. When you're in a crisis situation, you know what ends up happening? Your eyes, all the eyes get pointed back to you. You're looking at you and your stuff, and do I have enough? And what's going on with me? But God's love will turn your eyes to look outward and look for others who are in need. Who do you know that's in a worse situation than you are? Find a way of serving that person. Come in here and volunteer and serve those people who don't have food on their shelves at home. And I will tell you, the fruit of love, guys, it will give a way. It will give a way for God to go in and affect a community.